Hi, today we're going to talk about RAD 140. A lot of people message me to make a video about RAD 140. I will talk about the side effects, what it is used for, and few clinical studies, and what I think about the clinical studies. Before I start, I want to say that this video is for informational and educational purposes only. So don't try it, don't do anything I suggest, and don't do anything illegal. I will give you information what I have learned and research about RAD 140. I won't bombard you with the scientific stuff. You probably already saw lots of videos and got confused, and some of the YouTubers use the medical terms which may confuse you. Understand how you feel, because when you watch someone using a medical term and you are not a doctor, so this can be a little bit boring and confusing. What is SARMs? SARMs is androgen receptor modulator. Androgen receptor AR is a member of steroid hormone nuclear receptor superfamily that includes estrogen, progestin, glucocorticoid and mineralocorticoid receptors. I know it's a big word. I won't bombard you with scientific, trust me. I learned about RAD 140 in details, and what I noticed, each study contradicts each other. One study suggests that it may help women with breast cancer, another study say that it will damage the liver. I can tell you that Anavar, Winstrol, Anadrol, Dianabol and Legandrol may and could damage your liver. But does it stop bodybuilders to use it? No, it doesn't. Yes, there is lots of study done on RADs. There is no human study on RAD 140, except the one study I read about the breast cancer. It's kind of a two-side to it. So one side it says it damages your liver, the another side it says it doesn't. It's very difficult to see who you can actually trust, because think like this, any study done on rats, it's still on rats, so it's not on human, and we are not rats, even though the majority of studies is done on rats. Let's put this in perspective. SARMs will not help you to heal your liver or help you to detox any of your organ. Anything like this will damage your liver. Again, it depends the dosage. So I can say that, yeah, don't use RAD 140. And of course I say don't use RAD 140, but will it stop some bodybuilders to use it? Of course not. People still use it. Let's look like this. Why people use RAD 140? Simple. To build muscle mass quicker. People who take RAD 140 believe that this will help them to gain muscle mass quicker. But when I looked into details, the structure of RAD 140, it actually does the same as LGD. Not kind of the same, but the principle is the same. So when you take LGD, you will gain muscle mass and you get this pump. You will get this enormous pump as you would take with RAD 140. When I looked molecule structure of RAD 140 and LGD, I can say that RAD 140 is a bit harsh than LGD. You can get lots of side effects of RAD 140, like heart palpitation, suppressive testosterone, and there is a list, can go on and on and on. You can look in Wikipedia and just Google it, the side effects of RAD 140. But then if you Google Ostarine or LGD, the side effects, it will be exactly the same. If you look the paracetamol side effects or Nurofen side effects, you'll find at least 2 or 3 side effects very similar to RAD 140 or Ostarine or LGD or Anadrol or Dianabol. Any medication or supplements you take, there will be side effects. It all depends how much you take and what for you take. And of course, if you take RAD 140, follow with PCT. I know that RAD 140 suppressed testosterone dramatically than LGD. LGD will suppress your testosterone, not as a rate as RAD 140. There was a study in 2020 that 2 people got liver disease by taking RAD 140. But then, similar, you can find in other studies that Ostarine or L-Glutamine anabol can give you liver disease too. You see, when you read these studies, you don't know whether the person was healthy when they entered this study, or maybe that person already had the liver disease. So you don't know. Each study you read, there is always will be pros and cons. Again, it will all depends on the person's health. Here's an example. Let's take one study. There will be 150 people. So you cannot guarantee that these 150 people had weight issue, had chronic illnesses, had other illnesses or osteoporosis or heart attack. These studies can confuse you, and I will tell you how. We'll do the study on magical pill that you will lose weight very quickly and gain muscle mass. But then we have to consider of each individual and their health, because one person could have a diabetes, another person might have a stroke like months or 3 months or 6 months ago, another person could have morbid obesity, or so on. So we don't know how healthy these 150 people. So it's impossible to know. So when you look at these studies, it's so confusing. Okay, they say this RAD 140 can cause liver disease, so as LGD. So as taking too much Nurofen may cause liver disease. So as taking too much L-Glutamine may give you the side effect. Think like this. Have you seen a supplement without the side effect? You probably not. Even though it says there is no side effect. For example, take LGD, Ostarine or SR9009 or GW. It says it's not toxic to the liver. It does. It does in some stage. If you're abusing them and you take them all the time, of course it's gonna damage the liver. Anything will damage your liver. Anything. Drinking too much will damage the liver. Smoking too much will damage the liver. Breathing too much pollution will damage the liver. Anything you eat, breathe, taking supplements, it's affect our liver. Our liver not just purifying our blood. Our liver does 2000 functions in 24 hours. That's what the currently science know, but there is more, and no one can study how actually the liver works. No any scientist can tell us how the liver is function 100%, so is the brain. Scientists can study brain and the liver, and they will never ever find how our brain can do some amazing things that surprise the doctors. The same is with the liver. So if you decide to take RAD 140, you have to consider all the side effects, but it all depends the dosage, what food you eat. So if you eat junk food and rely that RAD 140 will help you to gain muscle mass quicker, then it's not gonna happen. RAD 140 is not a fat burner. In fact, there is no any supplement in the market that actually can burn your fat. There isn't. You can think of any, but there isn't. Any supplements you read about, they always use this word may help, could work, or can make you gain muscle mass. So they use this word just to protect themselves. Even me, when I talk to you, I use these words because I cannot say yes, RAD 140 will make you gain muscle mass. Even though it will, but I cannot use these words. I will say it may increase muscle mass. It may give you a liver disease. So before you take RAD 140, consider all the side effects. Think, okay, is it worth it if I'll get all these side effects? You might not even get them. Probably not, or probably yes. The thing is, some people can get really bad side effects by taking BCAA. Some people can have a really bad side effects by taking vitamin B1. So RAD 140, yes, it reduced testosterone, yes, it increased estrogen, yes, it reduced libido, and there is lots of other side effects. But as long as you follow really healthy diet, as long as you feed your liver with the nutrients that will fight free radicals, I don't think it will damage your liver really bad. One thing I notice when some of my clients and people I know bodybuilding industry, majority of them taking SARMs because some people would help to keep their muscle mass and some people would help to lose weight. I don't know how, but it does. But probably they become more stronger. They have more energy. By having more energy and training hard, of course you're gonna lose weight. It doesn't mean that by, let's say, taking Anadrol or RAD 140 help you lose weight. No, what help you to lose weight is that the amount of exercise you do and what you eat. So if you eat food that nourish your liver, if you want me to make a video about liver, please comment below. So this food may help your liver to deal with RAD 140. RAD 140 is toxic to the liver, the same as Anavar, same as Winstrol, same as Dianabol. So they're all toxic to the liver in some stage, but they do help people. The thing is, some people scared to taking SARMs because it's toxic to the liver. But then when I see how much alcohol people drink a week, that's toxic to the liver too. I know people who smoke 2 packets a day, and that's toxic to the liver too. I know people who have morbid obesity, and the amount they eat is mind-blowing, and that can be toxic to the liver too, because they buy takeaway and that takeaway is fried in oil. People who buy takeaway and a takeaway that all fried in oil, they don't even think how often that place changed this oil. I used to work in a pub when I was studying in university, and I worked in the kitchen, I worked as a waitress, I worked in the bar, so I worked everywhere. When I worked as a sous chef, I saw how often the oil is changed. When I asked the chef how often do we change the oil, he said every 6 months, but this oil Can you imagine how toxic that oil is? So next time you buy takeaway, consider that too. And how often do you buy takeaway? Comment below. So saying that RAD 140 can cause cancer or liver disease or heart palpitation or, I don't know, diabetes, there is lots, the list can go on and on with the side effects. I wouldn't list them all to you because it will take ages, but the same you can find with lots of other. Let's take metformin, people take for diabetes type 2. So if you read the side effect, it's ridiculous. Let's take beta blockers. If you read the side effect, it's ridiculous. So every single medication have side effects. The same as the SARM. SARM have a side effects too. So before you taking SARM, you have to consider all these side effects, and you have to consider, is it worth it? If it helps you with your training and you have motivation to train and eat healthy, I don't see the reason why wouldn't you? Some people who is health guru and conscious about everything they eat, but then they do some silly thing that I'm thinking, that doesn't fit their health standards. Why do they do that? So it's kind of, you cannot win in this situation. If you decide to take SARMs and you believe that these help you to exercise, to eat healthy, to have the good healthy regime, then why not? Some people thinking to go on a diet every Monday and they still smoke 2 packets of cigarettes a day, but what they say, no, I'm not going to take any SARM, it's really not healthy for you. So as a cigarette not really healthy for you. Some people say, no, I won't take this supplement because it's really toxic to your kidneys or liver, but they drink every weekend. Some people can say, no, I won't take these vitamins, I won't take the SARMs, I wouldn't do this because it's toxic. But then the same person can binge on alcohol the weekend and the takeaway. You know how toxic it is? It's probably more toxic than the RAD 140, Anavar or Dianabol. Everything what we eat, drink, inhale goes through our liver. So if you decided to take SARMs or drink something toxic, then you have to give your liver food that can actually fight with this toxicity. When you take RAD 140 or LGD, your testosterone will go down, so you have to go on PCT. And if you take RAD 140 in a long term, then you might need TRT for the rest of your life. See, I don't suggest to take RAD 140 for guys under 25 because they don't need it. I understand you want to build muscle mass quick, but you can do this, but just work a little bit harder and you can do this. I don't recommend to take SARMs under 25 or 28. When you are at your 40s, then you may consider taking SARMs that will help you to preserve your muscle mass and in some cases improve bone density. Yes, that would be perfect, but taking SARMs under 25 or 28, actually in general let's say under 30, I wouldn't recommend. If you want to be on TRT for the rest of your life, then yes, go for it, but I don't see the point. If you take RAD 140, please comment below how long have you been taking and how old are you. It would be really interesting to know the side effects and how do you feel in general. And when the last time have you done your blood test? What did your doctor say about your blood test? I hope you like this video. If you have any questions or suggestions for future video, please comment below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Please press the little red bell button so you can receive notification every time I release new video. Thank you for watching and I will see you in 2 days. Bye.